I will now create a perspective view of this 3D model. I have gone ahead and turned on all of the layers, and I have reloaded all of the external references to show you how it does take many images to create this architectural model. I referenced the site plan, the first floor, second floor, and the elevations. I'm going to go back and continue to add details as it becomes necessary for this model. For now, I'm going to the XREF Manager. I'm going to unload the external references. I'm going to change the shade mode back to 2D wireframe, and it is always best to be in the 2D wireframe mode when using the dview command. I am now going to zoom in to view just the 3D model of the house, and I'm going to type dview at the command line. I'm going to select objects that will assist me in composing this 3D model. Once I have those, I'm going to enter, and I'm going to use first the camera option, CA for camera. This allows me to orbit around the model. I find it best to place the cursor on the top left hand side here and move the cursor down, and you can see that it allows me to orbit around the model, viewing it first from plan view, then elevation, and then below the plan. If I move the cursor to the right and to the left, I am orbiting around from the front to the back of the model. And then if I combine the movements, the up and down and the left and right, I can select the view that I want. I'm going to click here. Next, I'm going to use the distance command, typing D and enter. This allows me to change the distance between the camera and the target. And as you can see, I am moving over to where it says 16 times, but that is 16 times the distance shown at the command line, which is 1 inch and a few more fractions of an inch. So I'm going to click, and I'm going to go back to the distance command, again moving the slider bar over closer to 16 times, and yet one more time, and that'll be better. I can always type the distance, but this works pretty well, and it may be a little difficult to see right now from the view that I have, but it has now gone from parallel projection to perspective. So I'm on my way to creating the perspective view. I am now going to pan, typing PA, and I'd like to pan this model down. Next, I'd like to change the zoom, and the zoom is your lens length. I'm going to use a value of 30 and enter. If I go with a higher value, then that decreases the field of vision. I'm going back now to the distance command and updating the distance here. I can use TW for twist and twist the view, but I will leave it at 0. I can type H for hide. This will show me how the model will appear when I print it, having the hidden lines removed. And of course, I can always go back between camera, distance, panning, and zooming, and so on. I'm actually going to go to pan for a moment, placing it there. This is the view that I want. I will now enter to terminate the dview command. And the next thing I'd like to do is go to View, Named Views, and I would like to save this view. I'm going to click New, giving it a name. The boundary is the current display, and I will just leave the settings as they are shown, and I will select OK and OK again. Now if I'd like to continue working on the model, say for example I'd like to draw lines, I cannot do it because it indicates that I need to change the projection to parallel using the 3D Orbit right-click menu. I can do that, or I can simply cancel and select one of the isometric views, or as indicated, going to 3D Orbit, right-clicking, selecting projection, and changing to parallel. Now I can continue working on the model, and if I'd like to, I can go back to View either from the pull-down menu or from this icon, select Named Views, selecting it, set Current, and OK. And then switching it back so that I can continue working on the model.